Morning everyone, it's grind time and I'm having a wonderful morning. I hope every single one of you are loving it and living it, and today we'll be talking about self-expression. It's gonna be a good one. BTS Singularity video. When I watched the video, I was like blown away. Man, that video was so creative, and the expressions, the symbolism, the cinematography, like every single thing was on point. So first of all, this video almost didn't happen. Reason it didn't happen was I had recorded the self-esteem and self-confidence videos, and I was about to release those ones. And self-expression is the precursor to self-esteem. So Singularity video inspired this video. I saw a lot of themes about self-expression, and that's why we have further more detail about what self-expression is. Without wasting any time, let's do this. I'm gonna be very honest, I had no idea what BTS was. I woke up and I saw in my feed, what's this BTS and Singularity? Clicked on it and I loved it. I was like, wow. Initially, what he talks about in his first part of the song is more or less in essence that he feels like he has no voice, and he's talking about self-expression. So let's look more into what is self-expression and how we can express ourselves more effectively without being a narcissist. Expressing yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, either through just verbal communication, non-verbal communication, outward expression, or art, songs, or dance, you name it. Any way that we can express ourselves, our feelings, our thoughts, that's self-expression. So think of it this way, that it would be really boring if every single person looked exactly the same, wore exactly same kind of clothing, talked exactly same, and they had the same kind of mindset, they did the same thing. It would be so boring place. Self-expression initially, when introduced to a new group of people really don't like it. People try to shut that out because it's new, it's different. Our brain releases these neurochemicals when we are able to express ourselves, when we truly connect. As human beings, some of the innate need is just to connect with like-minded people. And that's why this video is so important, because he's talking about that even after doing all this, getting all this fame, having all these people, you are not able to express yourself because people around you, they're so fake. Either we blend in to be like everyone else, or if you try to do something different, people will say something about it. And our generation, millennials, have been labeled as narcissistic generation. I think every single generation had their older generation hating on them massively, right? And I think same goes for us. But I think in our time, we are like the crash test dummies for social media. And I think maybe that's why. We have the social media, we have no idea, there's no rules of engagement. When social media, internet came about, talking all about us, because that's what we thought, like that's what people wanted. Now, we are understanding rules of engagement. We are like, man, if we are not providing value, if we are not helping somebody out, and we are just talking about me, that's not it. There's still people out there who are all about them. Now let's talk about how to. So number one, radical openness. You have to be radically open to yourself, because before even anyone accepts you, you have to accept yourself. So UCLA scientists conducted an experiment about self-expression, and they had this group of participants, and all these participants had spider phobias. And they took this team and divided them in group of 4. So the first group of participants received instructions to approach the spider that was in a glass jar, and once they have touched the jar, they were requested to put their feelings in expressive tone on a piece of paper. So for example, they were told to say what you felt. So let's say one person said, like, I feel disgusted approaching this spider, and I was fearful that this spider will jump on me. So they describe the feeling with the words, I feel anxious, disgusted, scared, whatever. Second group of participants were told to do the same thing, that they were supposed to approach a jar, but they were not supposed to describe everything in feelings or emotions. They were supposed to describe anything but emotion. So they said this spider is ugly looking, or it's this or that, like anything that's not emotionally expressive. Then the third group of participants were told to do exactly the same thing, but the directions to them were to talk about anything but the spider. So they can talk about their car or their TV or their couch or whatever. Fourth group of participants, they had no instructions, so they were just told to do whatever they feel like it. During the test, during the experiment, scientists didn't notice any level of decreased fear of spiders or anything. However, when they followed up a week later, the individuals who had expressed their feelings very descriptively, they saw physiological changes. Because first time when they were approaching the spider, like their what you call skin would feel weird, like they will shake, or they were physiological signs of anxiety and fear. Whereas now when they were approaching the spider, they were much better. They were asked to write how they felt, and they tracked these individuals, and week after week they saw that they were able to overcome this fear. So right now there's a growing body of evidence that there's a power of expression and speech, how we talk about things. There was another experiment done on high school students. So prior to taking an exam, they were asked to write all their feelings they were feeling. So if they're feeling anxious, they were asked to write. And surprisingly, after the exam, they saw significant increase in the results and the performance of the students, because they were able to express themselves. So when they actually went over there, they were able to do much better. They were able to just perform and not feel a certain way. So bottling our feelings inside and not being able to express them does more harm than good. We should find ways to radically be open to ourselves. Like we should be radically transparent to ourselves, because first thing is intrinsic self-expression. Like we have to accept us first, then only people can accept us. Second one is explore, learn more. More we learn, more people we come in contact with, more experimental we get, more we understand our identity. I see on YouTube, I see on Facebook, Instagram, even at work, people constantly saying this person is trying to be like that person, or this person is kind of like a copycat of that person. Here's my question. The person you are comparing, this person, like let's say John, you're comparing that John is trying to be like Sally. Have you thought about that Sally is not the original person doing that? Or maybe she is. That's how we all learn. How do we know about fashion? Someone created the fashion about certain things, and then we copied that, and then we modified it. So we are in this age of knowledge. As opposed to blaming people or bashing people for experimenting and going out of their zone to understand things, we should just be supportive. If tomorrow I want to go and dye my hair blonde for whatever reason, well, it's up to me. I should be able to experiment how it is. Like, why not? And that's where we say, like, okay, you are trying to be that person, that's what you want to do. What if, let's say, one person wants to be like that person? Copying someone is the biggest form of flattery, and that's how we all learn. Even the best people, they have copied and they have perfected themselves, and then they develop their own style. So we have to learn from someone, give them credit, don't bite on their style. We should not stop people from self-expression. That's the whole point of this platform. Social media is about self-expression. Experiment, learn about new things, try new things, find your own identity. Cool thing about self-expression is, if done correctly and if we have the right surroundings, we can really thrive in our personal setting and our professional life. So in our personal life, if we have ideas, if we have things, if we have a personal style, and people around us, they acknowledge it. That's the key word. They acknowledge it and they understand it. They don't have to agree with it. As long as they acknowledge that they understand, that's accepting self-expression. Self-expression is like a glue. When people come across people who understand them, who acknowledge who these individuals are, what they are saying, what their internal dialogues are, we feel understood. We build better relationships with those individuals. And you know what? All it takes is one video, one idea, one spark at a time to change somebody's life. Go out there, experiment, learn about new ideas. Just go bananas.